You've been told that being tired all of the time is normal, right? Normal, especially if you're running a business. But what if I told you that burnout isn't a badge of honor? It is your body begging and pleading with you to please listen to it because it's trying to talk to you. And that's oftentimes the case, right? We're being told by our bodies because the signs and symptoms show up all the time, and we choose to ignore it rather than respond to it or pay attention to those minute, seemingly minute details. And so I want to talk to you in this video today about what burnout really looks like and what you can do about it and why it should not be worn like the badge of honor that we're used to. Okay, let's start by first talking about what burnout really looks like, because again, you're told oftentimes that, especially as a business owner, you are tired for a reason, right? Because you're running a business. As business is hard, and business keeps you busy, and business will burn you out. But it does not have to look that way. It's become a part of a normal conversation. And we'll talk about that here shortly when we get into hustle culture mentality. But before we go there, let's get clear on what burnout really is, because there are some misconceptions about that, and really some misinformation, disinformation, and really some just misunderstanding with what that really is. Because you might be confusing being exhausted or tired all of the time as normal, but it really and truthfully is burned out, right? It's meaning that you're burned out, and your body is telling you what the differences are. So what are some of those differences? Well, first of all, if you find yourself like in a cynical mood all of the time, you're just moody as hell, like the things that usually don't bother you or bug you, you just bounce right off your shoulders. It's not a big deal. You can play it off, you can laugh it off, you can make a joke, you can move on about your day like it's not a thing, right? All of a sudden it's a thing. Like everything is irritating you, annoying you, like mad annoying, right? Things that you usually like don't even take a second glance at. Now, all of a sudden, that's under your skin, right? Or underneath your skin. Like you are just irritable. You're not able to concentrate as much. You might have some brain fog, which is the same thing, right? Not able to concentrate or focus on the things that you normally can and should be. You might even be feeling disconnected from your vision, no passion for it, right? You don't feel lit up and excited. You're just like annoyed with everything and everybody. Everything just feels misaligned right now. And the exhaustion that you're experiencing is lingering on for a long period of time, more than what's considered normal. Okay. Like it's not a problem when you're exhausted or tired for a short period of time, and then you get the rest that you need and you recover. And now you feel re energized and refreshed and renewed. Okay. But we're talking about being burned out, meaning you're exhausted for a longer period of time. And no matter how much rest you get, you still wake up feeling tired and exhausted. That's a difference, right? And no matter what setting you're in or what environment you're in, you're feeling just over it. Okay. And you could also be feeling or doing things that are productive, right? Which is great. But if you're numb and kind of desensitized to the things you're doing, those kind of mundane things that you're just doing day in and day out, but you don't feel excited about it, nothing lights you up, and you're just, like I said, over it, and you're just, like, whatever, you know what I mean, kind of attitude, that's not good. And that all attributes to burnout. So those are some of the differences. Okay. So I want you to be really clear about that, because I want you to be able to tell the difference, because as you are getting the signs and symptoms in your body, as that toxicity is building up, right, from those accumulated experiences, it's important for you to pay attention to those details before it gets too bad, or before it gets worse, right? Okay, now there is a lot, and I said I spoke to this or alluded to this earlier, and I want to speak more about it now, but I want to talk really about the glorification of hustle culture, because that's been a problem for a long time, especially for Black and brown women. Okay, and I work a lot with women of color, particularly Black women and brown women. And I can tell you, speaking as a Black woman, right, which I identify as, then we often are told that, we are the strong ones and that we should be the strong ones, right? That's kind of like our upbringing. We've got to be strong. There's always at least one of us in the family who's like that go-to person, right? Whatever the problems are, so and so will fix it. That person being you. In my case, I'm that person in my family, right? something goes wrong, nobody knows what to do, go to Katrina, go to Trina, right? That's what they call me. Trina is short for my name, Katrina. Okay, go to Trina, go to Kat. Okay, also one of my nicknames, and she'll fix it. She'll figure it out. She'll help us. We'll talk through it, and she'll know what to do, right? And they also come to me as the nurse in the family, like I'm the go-to nurse in the family. So I know everything about anything going wrong medically or mentally when somebody's dealing with those issues, right? So you might be that person in your family, the strong one, right? And so, but I want to tell you that that strong woman trope, okay, equals high functionality burnout. Okay, high functionality burnout. And I want you to stop pretending to be the strong one as if you don't need a safe place to land yourself. Somebody needs to be strong for you, right? And you need a stronger support system. You can't always be the problem fixer. You can't always be the person that everybody comes to you for the solution. You can't always be the fixer upper, right? Oh, like everything and you've got it covered kind of person. Like, who is there for you? That's the question I'm asking you to ask yourself and to analyze and to think through and assess right now. Also, you might be feeling that generational pressure to be the one who makes it, right? You might be, because you're the strong one, because you're the one who's always fixing things. You might also be that person who is pressured to be the first to make it in your family because no one before you has, right? So you are working on being that generational cycle curse breaker, that generational struggle of cycle breaker, that generational wealth maker. And that's a beautiful thing. You are the legacy leader in your family, and there's nothing wrong with that. I am the legacy leader in my family. I am here to stop the generational cycle of struggle that we have inherited as a family and as a people. That's just a bunch of dysfunction that we've got to get rid of, right? We've got to change the narrative somehow, some way, someday, some way. And who's going to do it? It's got to start with one person, and then there can be a trickle effect or a domino effect with the rest of the family after you, right? But right now, you are feeling the pressure of being the one, right? The chosen one. And I understand it because I'm there with you, sis. I'm right there with you, okay? What I want to say to that is, it's nothing wrong with you being the first to go to college, which you probably were, like I was, first in my family to go to college, first to hit a first, six-figure salary and make a really high income, first to, write a best-selling book, the first to, live in an affluent neighborhood, right, with a fancy house and the high-end cars, the first to do all the things, right, the first to travel, the first to do this and that, the first to run a business, right? So there's a lot of things that you might be the first at. And so you want to prove that you are going to also be the person who makes it, right? And change the whole dynamics of what your family's going through, to use your platform or your business as a vehicle and as an opportunity for you to change your economic status and the trajectory of not only your life, but that of your bloodline. And so for those reasons, you feel a heavy burden, a heavy weight. But I want you to know that you can stand on the shoulders of your ancestors and let them hold you up, right? Stand on the strength of their shoulders and get a stronger support system that surrounds you so that you don't have to be alone in this entrepreneurial journey, which is very challenging. Like a lot of people who are not where you are right now, not where I'm at right now, they really don't get it, how difficult it is and the challenges that we are faced with and what our struggles really are. They don't truthfully know, right? So it takes one to know one. You need to get in the room and in the space of other women who are of like minds, who think like you, who feel like you, who struggle like you, who win like you, who succeed like you do, and that really understand you. You know what I'm saying? And that can lift you up and keep your spirits lifted and pull you forward and push you ahead and, dig you out of the hole you're in and be your sounding board. That's what you need. And you're not going to get that if you're over there struggling in silo, doing this alone, isolating yourself and pretending that you're okay because you're the strong one. I want you to get rid of that. And I want us as a people and as women collectively to just get rid of that narrative. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to talk about first. But now I want to kind of get back to why burnout is like what I consider, and this is where I started the conversation, a business red flag. Okay. It is not a rite of passage, period. It is not. If your business only runs when you're drowning, that's a broken system. Okay. That is a broken system, and you need a different strategy. And you need a new system. Okay. Burnout is right now the bottleneck to your brilliance. Burnout is the bottleneck to your brilliance. And you were given, God-given gifts and talents and skill set and all the unique abilities that you have right now as the human being that you are. You were called for something more. You were called to stand into the magnitude of your greatness. And you need to get there. And you need to blind the world with your brilliance, okay? That's why those gifts were given to you by your creator. That's why you were designed the way that you were and that the way that you are. But you cannot allow burnout to be the bottleneck, which it is right now, to your brilliance. Okay? Now, before we go further, if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, go ahead and leave a comment right now so we can get this discussion popping. I want to continue this dialogue with you beyond this video. Let's continue to have this conversation because it's important to have. And it's the conversations that are stimulating and that women are craving right now. So let's go ahead. Let me know what's resonating with you, what's pulling on your heartstrings, and if this is hitting home for you right now and like what your situation currently is. Okay. Now, let's quickly talk about what healing can unlock for you, okay? Because that's really where it starts. And that is the strategy. That is the strategy, sis. I promise you. You have to heal internally in order for you to expedite your external success, okay? So, what healing can unlock for you is a space for creativity, okay? A space for creativity. Definitely clarity. You need to be crystal clear, okay? You need to be laser focused, crystal clear. You want to be in alignment with your offers, in alignment with your prices, in alignment with your clients and the people you are attracting to you, in alignment with your audience. Everything you are doing should be driven by and aspired by as well your core values. So you need to be crystal clear about that as well, okay? And it also gives you or unlocks for you increased income when you're not overextended, when you're not consumed, right? All consumed by this burnout experience, because it really and truly is an experience, isn't it? Right. And so and also when you're just not, like I said, overextending yourself and just being, like just in the weeds and in the thick of all of this, right? You just need to find your way out. And if you can't do that alone, then you need to get with people who can help you do that. And you need to hire somebody who's paved the way, been there, done that, and who knows exactly the steps to take for you to get out. Somebody who can actually map it out for you, right? Like give you a blueprint, if you will, to to meet you where you are in the journey. Where are you right now, and where is it that you aspire to ultimately be? How can we get you from point A to B to C to D, all the way down the alphabet soup, right? And pretty much just down the road from your hell to heaven, from your dread to dream, right? Or your nightmare to your dream life, from your Kansas City to your Oz, from your zero to your hero or Shiro in this case, right? What is it that you want, and where is it that you ultimately want to be, and where are you right now? Work with somebody who can help you get out of this maddening cycle, because that's exactly what you're stuck in right now, is a hellhole, okay? In a deep, dark place right now that might even be putting you in a position where, if you're not careful, and maybe you could be already there, okay, if you've let this linger too long, this will spiral out of control, and burnout can lead to depression, okay? And I don't want that for you. So don't allow yourself to be overconsumed or overextended or exhausted or burnt out to the extent that you go there, okay? And also getting back to the place of support, because I can't drive that home enough. I need you to find to understand how critically important support and structure and systems are in your business. And by the way, I like to say that's the new sexy, okay? Not hustle culture, which once was considered to be, believe it or not, sexy. No, that is old, that is outdated. That needs to go in the trash. We need to burn that down, okay? Right now, healing is your strategy, okay? And support, structure, and systems is the new sexy. That is the cure, by the way. And in case you are new to me and you don't know, my background is, in healthcare. I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. And I am always looking for the cure, if you will, okay? And how to manage your pain and your problems. And so I'm telling you that this is the answer to your burning question that you've been asking and that you've been really, really searching for. Okay. So I want to invite you to a freedom and focus clarity call with me, because we talked a lot about, and we talk a lot here on my channel about clarity, because that's always the first step in the process, right? That's where we need to start from. If you're not clear on what your next move should be, and why you are where you are right now, we need to go deeper and peel back the layers and assess that, right? And do a deeper dive. And again, map out how we can get you from where you are right now to where it is you ultimately want to be. So book a focus and freedom and focus clarity call with me to help you identify the leaks and the bottlenecks in your business, as well as creating aligned strategy, right? Energy leaks, bottlenecks, and aligned strategy. So now I want to just also remind you, if by the way you happen to identify as a Black woman or a woman of color, someone who is or does, right, who can really benefit from the Job Liberation Virtual Summit if you did not attend live. The replay is now available, and I highly suggest for you to copy. Okay, go ahead and get the replay, purchase the all access pass, because you're not meant to suffer, sis, right? You're meant to succeed. And so when you book your clarity call, that's going to start the process on getting you on your way to designing the life that you love, right? In a business that honors your peace and your power. But the Job Liberation Virtual Summit replay is where we are breaking these cycles. We are starting, first of all, by having these critical conversations that are necessary, right? One bold truth at a time. So I want you to watch that now, but you got to first purchase the replay. But those are two ways in which I can help you. And those are immediate resources that are available to you. And then we can just move on from there and talk about other ways in which I can support you. Okay. But again, I'm about meeting you where you are right now in the journey, because it is so important for you to understand how you got here so that you don't repeat your mistakes, right? You don't repeat the mistakes that got you here, but also having understanding and being focused on knowing, by the way, that what got you here, even if you had some level of success, even if you had some gratification, it's not going to be the thing or the things that get you to your next level, right? So if you want to reach unimaginable heights and do a new thing and really, again, design the life you dream of so you can live the life you love, then you definitely need to get on a call with me so that I can provide you with the clarity and the insights that you need in order to succeed and really and truly get to your next level, whatever that is and looks like for you. Okay. Now, I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends, and make sure you watch the next video that YouTube recommends, okay? As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.